Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides of life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP.
Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. You tried lifting the lid, but the enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from opening the lid. You tried banging on the lid, hoping that maybe somebody will notice and start digging their way down towards you. This is what it's like to feel at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own. You just don't know where to turn. In reality, there are probably people standing by your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about that when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to defeat an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you're abusing drugs and alcohol that maybe, just maybe, you might overdose and take something away that God had given you called life? With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be like the person that I'm speaking about that waited and waited and waited until it was way too late. Instead, pick up the phone and call me at 844-405-HELP. 844-405-HELP, and I promise I'll help you take your life back. For your life is gone. Folks, don't forget to put your slippers under the bed at night. In the morning, drop to your knees and go and get those slippers. Remember, they're under your bed. While you're on your knees, ask God for forgiveness, for mercy, for guidance and direction. Thank God for having a home, a family, food, clothing, health. Knee-mail, K-N-E-E-mail, knee-mail is what I choose to do each and every morning, and thank God for everything that I have going. If you're wondering where I am doing my show today, I am on the Long Island Railroad heading into Manhattan to do another show on the strike zone. It is now approximately 8 o'clock in the morning, and I am ready to go. But what I want to talk about is facing my reality and how life changed in the years that I've been sober. Knowing your actions put you at the kind of place forces you to think about your life all over again, your choices and what you're going to do next in life. It is a mental image I won't ever forget because it's an image I don't ever want to see again. I try to learn something each and every day, no matter how small. In the last few years now, I'm going on 4, since I took my last drink of alcohol, the world has taught me a lot, and here's what it's taught me. It taught me that I am not perfect. At the time, I had no way to know that life would look so much clearer looking ahead, and I had no clue what the future was bringing for me. All I knew is I couldn't look like I did at the time when I was drinking. But in time, I realized not being perfect is okay. In fact, it is normal. Trying to own my story, my mistakes, as well as my successes combine me to make the person who I am today. And this is why I get to go on other people's shows, because I have dedicated my life to helping people like you. I also learned to acknowledge my feelings, and that's very important to me. It wasn't long after I sobered up that I realized I saw the world so much clearer. Waking up without a hangover, without the remnants of the night in my head, and without not remembering what I did the night before. Interactions, both socially and at work, became much more clearer. In the beginning, I found myself very anxious, but after a few months, there was a level of calm with owning my feelings. The feelings I used to run from, I could sit and acknowledge them today. I also learned that pain leads to growth. I used to drink away any pain and misery. I didn't really allow myself to feel, to grow. But this experience forced growth upon me. I didn't have a choice. What I realized since this is that any area of my life, the most important changes have been prompted by pain originally. I also learned to narrow priorities, making more in life manageable for myself. My priorities became crystal clear, and doing things I support those priorities became much easier. My behavior had jeopardized my children, my family, and my work. That wasn't going to ever happen, ever again. I also learned the only thing I can control is me. In a number of different settings, I meet new people where this topic comes up. I never know how people are going to react, from jokes to judgment, in most part, acceptance. I used to get very anxious about sharing my story. I don't anymore. I was worried how people would react, and I didn't realize, and it didn't matter. My choice was made, and I wasn't going to pick up another drink for the rest of my life. And that gave me the reason to do this show. I realized that, as it relates to this, I made a choice that I'm moving forward, and that's all I can do. I also learned fear and shame can ruin your life. I lived a long time, fear and shame controlling me. It was something I never realized until I chose sobriety. Those feelings drove most life choices, fear of failure, both personally and professionally. I also learned how to own my mistakes, which also weakened the damage. People often ask me how about sharing this sort of thing publicly. Why? I'm more comfortable putting it out there than I am worried about negative responses from consequences. While there have been a few handful of negative situations in my time, from sharing is far more positive feedback. And what I realized soon after I started sharing my story with people was to weaken anyone's ability to use against me is not going to matter, because my story is a real story. My pain was real pain, and my outlook in life is real. There is now a different version of me when I look in the mirror, one I can be proud of, comfortably in my own skin and comfortably in the choices that I make. This is facing my reality and how I have changed in the last few years with a sober outlook, a sober life, without any substance, whether it be drugs or alcohol, in my system. And you can have the same, and all you need to do is pick up the phone at 844-4050 and call me, and I'll try to help you. But you also have to want to do it from your heart. You can't just say, I'm going to do it, and then expect it to just happen. You need to actually commit each and every minute of each and every day, of each and every week, etc. You get the message. There is no words that can make you change. It is only actions and dedication on your end. As I sit here on this train going to the city, I think about all the past times that I used to work in the city, and I used to sit on the train coming back home loaded with vodka. And I thank God above that today I am a new man. Yesterday was a different day. Today I tackle 24 hours at a time. With this, I want to leave this last thing for you. Remember that people can change, but you're going to want to have to do it. And if there's anybody out there that truly wants to change and just does not have the anxiety to do it, try what I do. What I did is I set a goal to help other people, because when you help other people, you help yourself. Start today, change your life. Call me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you, I will help you take your life back. And never forget that the power of prayer is so strong. No matter what you face in life, if you go to God for guidance and direction, you will find out that God does answer all prayers within His own time. Don't expect changes to happen overnight. Tackle each and every minute of each and every day, one step at a time. And remember, if you fall, dust your knees and get back up. Let today be the first day of your new life. Call me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you, I will help you take your life back before your life is gone.
Have you ever prayed but never got an answer, and wondered if God was really there? Did you feel all hope was gone, but in His time He came along and answered the prayer you thought was gone? There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. I have read, if you will ask, you shall receive. No matter what it is, I still believe. There is no prayer too small, and even when we fall, He gives us just exactly what we need. There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always